So now I've had a little bit of time to kind of I've not had that long, I'm lying. Right, okay, so I'm going to go through it, and I kind of really want to talk about it and kind of give my thoughts on it. So this is going to be a kind of a longish video, or not, who knows. Okay, the fact that Angel Grove looks really nice. It reminds me of kind of a place where nothing much happens. I kind of like the fact that when we had Power Rangers originally, we had they knew each other. I like the fact that they open up with not many of us know each other, and then you have Jason kind of pulling back at this, and then also Billy opening it. This to me kind of works well, and I kind of like this approach, to be honest. I really also like that Kimberly is saying that we're all screw-ups. That it's something probably isn't going to go around, and I kind of think that they've got their all uniqueness to some degree, and I kind of really think that they're not going to get along at times, but at least they're admitting that they're not like everybody else, which I think is quite nice. Now, I kind of think that the power coins are going to be for them. I kind of think this is going to be something like the Dino Gems or the Ener Gems. So I kind of think that maybe they take inspiration from previous seasons, because it looks the way that when I think Billy is touching the wall, it suddenly opens up for him, and kind of gets rid of it. So they're meant to be there at that time. They're meant to have the power coins. I've always said that the scene with Jason hitting the sink because he's now got super strength really reminds me a lot of Spider-Man. They did that scene, so I kind of thought they took it from there, just ripped it in general. And then also you have Kimberly breaking a bottle. So again, it's going to show that they've all got the same sort of powers. So maybe like in Dino Thunder, where each of them had I'm guessing super strength to some degree, but they also had unique powers. So maybe that this is going to be incorporated, or if they're going to all have the same one, at least they're all going to be on the same sort of power level. Maybe part of this film is mainly going to be all about how they work with their powers, and if it does look like they've all got the same ones and not little offspring powers, then I'm guessing we're going to be seeing a lot more of this kind of power, that they got to get used to it, because you see them either smashing stuff or flying about, and I reckon that they're going to return back to the quarry at some point to be like, hey, cool, let's kind of do this sort of power, and let's practice. When they find the command center in this alien ship, I really like it. Now, there were lots of thoughts and things going oh, definitely this is going to be the Dragon Zord. The Dragon Zord's going to be in it. And again, I'm going to talk about my thoughts on that. If we're not going to get it effectively, that's the simple of it. But when they're inside the command center, this is alien, and I know they've said that they're going to talk about aliens and it's going to be more alien themed. But one thing is what Zordon says. You are the Power Rangers. It's not going to be something like you are a unique new team. And I kind of really think that, obviously we know that Zordon and Rita had a fight, and they've mentioned that Zordon was the Red Ranger. Now, I kind of would like it if they linked in the other seasons, but rather than saying, hey, this is it, he talks in multiple universes there are Power Rangers. There are multiple different places where people are Power Rangers. It's a universal morphing grid that flows out to all universes, and you are this team that comes along. But it seems like there have been previous Rangers. Now, we've seen in the other thing, I killed Rangers before, that Rita said. So I kind of think that maybe Zordon did have more Rangers. The others, it seems like there have been Power Rangers before. There have been Power Rangers in the time that they've seen it, but it's this kind of a screenshot. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a thing, but it looks like Zordon's maybe he's remembering if the other Rangers have died and he's the last one. But if you notice in the same picture, Zordon has got glowing red coming out. So maybe it's the remnants of the power originally, or maybe it's just a cool effect because cool. But I kind of think that it's showing little bits within the trailer that we're kind of seeing. Now, the thing in the middle as well, As I kind of thought that might have been Alpha, and who knows, it could be. It could be that Alpha's forming, or maybe that is the morphing grid in there. Pretty much as I've just said, it sends like an energy wave out and it kind of knocks the Rangers back, so maybe that is the actual morphing grid. Morphing grid is visible, so we can actually get one. I know we kind of saw one in Dino Thunder in the kind of extra DVD that they did that kind of like brought SPD. Now this whole scene with Trini made me laugh, as we saw in the previous one, where she's talking about saying like, you know, last night I was with some kids, we found an alien spacecraft, and then we become superheroes, and the brothers go, it's cool, and it's just like, yeah, pee in the cup, pee in the goddamn cup. Now I don't know how loud that is because I can't really hear because it's kind of muffled, but I think that it's showing like, you know, it's like saying, hey, I'm going to be doing this anyway, and hey, it's funny, but you kind of think that you'd have that reaction if you told your friends this, or if you told your parents, that they would probably say the same sort of thing. So I kind of found that really funny. I just thought it was humorous. So when it also Trini's explaining this, the vast amount, so I can understand why it's so big and it needs to be underground, and you know, obviously Rita's not going to find them that quickly, but I think this really kind of works. Now I'd also like it is like, as soon as they got the coins, they come back later on, that Rita's escaped and the coins were actually keeping Rita in check, that as soon as they left, the power weakened and she was able to escape. Again, when going back to saying Power Rangers were a legion of warriors. Now, a lot of people keep saying this is a reboot of Power Rangers. It's not. It's a re-envisioning or reimagination, and again, it's set in a different timeline. But I like the fact that Zordon say, like, you know, in the past, you know, there are Power Rangers. So I'm guessing we'll probably find out a little bit more about the backstory. And I don't want the film to a lot focus on this, but I would quite like it if they referenced it a little bit. So with the putties coming in against holograms, and you kind of think that if you're training, it's not going to be punching. So I kind of think that you'll probably see a lot more of the Rangers training in here, getting stronger, knowing their enemies, and this is something that you probably might see in other films. They could have Goldar, they could have King Sphinx, they could have someone else, they could have Rita, and then they try and fight. And this is really cool. I like the humor. I really liked the putties that they're fighting. And going back to the Legion thing, and when Zordon says you must become. So again, I really can't wait to see how we're going to be getting more Rangers, more backstory. I'd love it if that was a feature on this Blu-ray DVD. I'm going to get it anyway, but I'd love it if there was more kind of explanation on it. I really like the fact that Zordon says you were born for this. It kind of, again, you see it in most superhero films anyway, but again, I think they're going to be training a little bit more. Now Rita, now this is really interesting. I really like Elizabeth Banks playing Rita. She plays a really good Rita so far in the trailers. I don't know if it's going to be better in the films, but from what I see of the trailer, I'm really happy with her being this evil character. What would really be cool is if Rita is being consumed even more by the evil Green Ranger powers, or the fact that the powers are just amplifying the evil inside her. I really think that the effect looked really cool, and I like the fact that now she drops down as well. It's like boom, and I'm trying to look through if there's any kind of hidden stuff in the trailer that we can see. There's not so far. Just the way that Rita is walking through the city, calling the putty from the concrete, so it's not clay or kind of concrete and stuff like that. Anyway, but I really like the fact that she's got a lot of confidence. It's not like she's like kind of backing down, and this just makes her awesome. I've never really voted for a bad guy, but Rita's got my vote, kind of. I just really want to see how she is in the film. I like the way she's just terrorizing. Zordon's like, she is pure evil. And yeah, you can see it, the way that she holds herself in confidence, the way that she walks, definitely. And again, it's like, I think it just says, oh no, it's no Holiday Inn. I thought it said Holiday Inn or something. But we can see that everyone's running, falling over, or one guy's fallen over, shall we say, in this one. And also Rita going after Trini. We've seen this in the previous one, but literally going after in the house, or in a home, in a bedroom, and throwing her against the wall. Now, I really liked the fact that Rita in her brown outfit is really kind of cool. It was brown from the picture that we saw, but it looks kind of black in this one as well. But I really like the fact. Now, the one thing that I would have changed is I would have had Goldar behind her rather than like a putty. But it just, it's just so kind of awesome. Like, I'm guessing this is what the synopsis what I talked about previously, where where gold is kind of like she's collecting gold. Maybe she's going around getting all the gold, but we can really see the green power coin in the staff in the shot. I really like the suits in this one. I'm still, as I said in my kind of like reaction, the helmets. Now, kind of looking at them again, they look. My attention is not on the helmets; it's on the suits, and I think the suits look really, really cool. There's differences. I kind of thought they may be all the same, but each one is slightly different, and I really kind of like the universe in the chest. The fighting is awesome. It looks in this a few things when the putties go. I really like the fighting. It seems kind of. It is Power Rangers to me. It's not something slightly different where they're holding back. They're going for it. This, I think, is cool. Now the Zords. Oh my god, they have their helmet off type thing. It could be the fact that they want to see the reaction of the faces straight away, as you know, you've got the Mark Speed with the pterodactyl. But when the Zords come, it does remind me of Ultron. Not Ultron, Voltron. It reminds me of Voltron, where they're just coming no matter what. And I don't know. I still don't think the Triceratops and the Mastodon needed more legs. I think that they would have been fine the way they are. To me, like on the Mastodon, the extra legs would have just hindered it, I think. Now, Goldar. Now, I was kind of when we saw the toy again, we saw it was kind of malted cheese, and it was kind of like, but. I don't know, I kind of like Goldar, but I kind of really wish that, I mean, from what we see, we just see him in his big mode. I kind of would like it if this Goldar had a personality. Now, on the thing of like what Goldar looked like originally to what it looks like now, I'm still kind of on this one. It looks different. I like the fact that you can see like the kind of the veins, the blood's going through him. That's how I see it anyway. I hope I'm not really shouting. I'm gonna have to lower the tone of the video, the volume that is. When I see this as well, I kind of think it looks like a monster. It's not Goldar, so maybe this could be a kind of blueprint. But when you see the kind of like below his arm, is this going to be something where it's putties? Is this going to be people that they're backing away? Who knows? I think there's quite a lot we can see in the trailer, but again, there's a lot of surprises. Zordon giving a pep talk. Now, I know they've probably just placed this over the trailer to give it kind of a more you've got kind of it's more action. This is the action based. Obviously it looks like the pterodactyl just attacking. Goldar attacking. Now you can see like he's got red eyes if you pause it in the right direction. If you're on the trailer, then you're looking at 204, and I think that Goldar is just going to be. I just hope he's not a generic monster, like a throwaway monster. Like, oh, he's going to be gone. It would just be kind of weird. The Red Ranger climbing through the mud. I would like this if this was actually a reference to when Zordon was the Red Ranger, if Zordon was the Red Ranger at all. Again, the synopsis that we had with the Zero Crystal, blah 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 and all that, you can find the video linked in the description that I talk about it. I would kind of like the fact that if this was Zordon climbing through the mud after he's fought Rita, or his powers are fading or something. If not, it's obviously Jason, and I think it's going to be Red Ranger versus Rita. So to me, I like this, like having a look and talking about it. I know this is a long video, but there's a lot to kind of talk about and take in. So with this one, I think that there's a lot to go. With the Megazord and the fighting, I really like what we've seen so far. And I do really think that this should have been the first trailer that they dropped, because this got me so pumped and so hyped that I could watch this over and over again and get really excited. Now, if the film's anything like this, I'm very much looking forward to getting it on Blu-ray, and I'm also looking forward to a franchise. I really think this, from this one trailer, this is a lot, and I think now that Lionsgate are going to see it, I think they're going to think, oh well, we could have released it a lot earlier. This I am really pumped for. I'm really excited, and I'm really looking forward to this film. I really hope there's going to be a lot of kind of Easter eggs, throwback to the original. We've seen kind of one with Trini and her T-shirt that was linked back to, I think, the birth of the original Yellow Ranger. So yeah, I think that this film is going to do really well, and after seeing the first trailer I was like, and then all the material that hadn't been released, I'm really excited about this and I can't wait for more. So I can't wait. This has been a really good kind of week. We've had the Power Ranger game, we've now had a second trailer. I don't want another trailer now. I want this to remain hyped, that we can all go, oh my god, this is amazing. And I think a lot of fans are going to really dig this. I never liked the first film or the Turbo film, but if this is going to be the film that I would have wanted to see as a kid. That this is going to be my childhood film that I'm going to replace those two with. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there because this is a long video and there's a lot to take in. And I hope I haven't rambled about it. I hope some of the points and I can talk about it have been really helpful, and yeah, and we might talk more about the film. There's so much to talk about. So Rangers, I'm going to leave it there. What do you think about everything? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think that I've touched on a lot of base? Would you like me to go over anything in more depth? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment and subscribe. Check out all the other videos that we've got on the channel, and as always Rangers, thanks for watching and I'll see you in a bit.